You are tuned into the video game pharmacy.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of video game news, knowledge, and know-how. I am here. Brittin is here.
Hey, guys.
And guess who else is here?
Is there someone else this week?
Hello.
What?
It's our boy! Zach.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that down.
Hi, Zach.
No, dude. You should just see the audio train that. It's just...
You were just trying to make a nice solid
bar.
chunk of line there.
Yeah, dude. I just wanted you guys to enjoy.
We have a lot to talk about. We don't have time for that.
Okay, sorry.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Take your time.
Great. Yeah, that was
Okay,
great.
thanks, man.
Good job.
You got to have a good, solid intro. Get the energy
Hey,
going.
Zach, where were you?
Oh man, I've been on vacation.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
no excuse.
And then
The podcast comes first.
And then scheduling things kind of happened, so I kind of had to miss like the second week, and here I am the third
That's
week.
fine.
It's really weird missing 3 weeks of the show.
Well, you missed two.
You missed
This is
two.
the third.
Well, it's like a full 3 weeks.
I
up
got
until
you.
this point.
It's been 3 weeks since you recorded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, get back in the saddle, man.
Yeah.
We're ready
Here
to
we
do
are.
this. Yep.
We got a kind of like a big week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Me and Scott have not really prepared very well for the show.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I have an excuse.
I'll hold your hands.
I don't have an
this.
excuse. I'm just slacking this week, like always. But Brittin's gonna kind of run us
We'll see.
pretty well
I'll
through the
try.
show. I have very high confidence in you.
Darn. I'll see if I can live up to
you're
that.
You're an anchor point to this show.
Holy
We
smokes.
appreciate you for
Is
what
this-
you do.
That's
Yeah.
just an excuse to not have to keep up on the news.
Yes.
No,
Calling me
Yes.
the anchor.
Yes, it is.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Scott
it's-
embraces this.
No,
is
it's
the truth.
not. But like when we fail, you
Yeah.
pick up the slack. We appreciate that.
When we
Sometimes
fail,
Sometimes the shoe's on the other foot. It's
when
totally
we
cool.
fail, you're the only success story that we can fall back on.
Don't
That-
understand. I
that's
don't
very true.
understand.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Hey Scott, you had a
Hey.
trivia question last week.
Did I?
Oh God.
I don't remember.
All right.
You don't
Yeah, I'm not the only one bad at trivia.
You don't remember what it
Let's
was?
go.
No.
Let's just rack our brains for a second, see if we can remember.
What
that
was it?
question
What did you guys? What did you guys
I
ask?
don't remember either, but I'm trying to think of it really
Oh,
quick.
Lord.
Here,
I
hang
thought-
on. Let me pull
I
up
thought-
YouTube real fast.
I thought Scott would have been on the ball with that.
No,
No, not on the ball.
I totally forgot. I know it was a good one too.
It was.
don't-
Was it about PAX? It was.
no.
Oh, was it about Reggie? You asked like, where was Reggie when he gave his famous speech or something?
Oh yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it was. My man.
His debut Nintendo speech.
It was the question. Now I remember what the question was. The question was, when was Reggie's first appearance at a Nintendo
Okay.
event?
Yeah.
Like
That's basically
like a
it.
panel, like on stage.
All
You
right,
said
Zach.
when and where?
Hit us
When-
with it.
When and where?
When and where?
Yeah.
At a major Nintendo event.
Yeah, I said what year, but if you want to go,
Okay, so what year? Wow. So they go way back, but he's probably not the start of Nintendo North America. He's probably like second or third. I would say 03.
Whoa, bro. That was my guess too.
Yeah?
Yeah. And what event?
Oh man.
It's easy.
Oh.
Just say the first thing that comes to mind.
it is easy.
PAX.
I don't know. You're bad.
He got so nervous.
Zach.
He got so nervous.
Like in movies and video games, how
Yeah.
like you see computers like glitch out and like the screen like crackle.
His face is pixelating over there.
That's what my brain was doing.
It was
right
E3.
there. Oh, okay, yeah, no,
Okay.
that was.
So we
over
don't.
here.
I know it was E3, but did we get the year right? Was it 2003?
2004.
Oh, man.
dude, we were so
man.
close though.
And
Yeah,
didn't
you
he have
were.
a DS in his pocket
did.
that year?
Yeah, he did.
That was when they unveiled the DS for the
The
first
quote
time.
was, "My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass and taking names, and we're about making games."
It's a quote.
Whoa.
It's a quote.
It is a quote.
It's
That's
a quote.
that's
Yeah.
via Reggie.
It's a
He
quote.
said that on stage.
And
He
it's from
we can say
Nintendo,
that.
family-friendly
Yeah.
Nintendo.
So we can say that.
If Reggie can do it, we can do it.
I love. Okay, so I found this site full of like E3 Reggie quotes, and so it's just
Okay. I didn't know there was a ton of them.
Yeah, it just goes throughout the
Holy
year,
smokes.
just like full of quotes.
Yeah?
like a bunch of different quotes.
That's funny. Well, save those for like trivia sometime or something like that.
07, my body is Reggie.
Oh, Infamy.
Yeah,
That
that
quote
is-
was the birth of a meme
Yeah.
that will never die.
No, it won't.
And that was
it's
our Reggie
immortalized.
watch last week,
It
actually.
was Reggie watch.
Hang
Oh,
on,
yeah,
hang
I
on,
knew
hang
it. I
on,
like
hang on,
that.
hang on.
What's
hang
up? What's up?
on. Hang on.
Hang on, Ty.
I'm hanging on.
I am. Hang on. I can't
Yo,
believe
yo.
Zach, you all right?
I can't believe I actually missed this. Well, no, it's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
happened?
Never mind. We'll get to it.
Great.
So I'm going through the doc.
Yes.
And I've been talking to you guys, or mentioning a little bit about Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
No, you
Yeah.
haven't. You haven't been here for 2 weeks.
And I don't know. Have you guys saw?
Maybe in text or
I'm
something. I
glad,
don't know.
I'm glad you. I've been talking to other people because I know you guys don't care about it.
Okay, so you haven't been talking.
I haven't been talking to you guys.
Got it.
I
But he
lied.
has been
So
talking
I am
about
a,
it.
Yeah,
I
he
am
has
a
been talking
liar.
about it,
Let's put it out there.
No, that's
I believe
fine.
you.
We get it. You're a piece of garbage.
Have you guys seen any of the Modern Warfare stuff?
Not much.
The what?
The Modern Warfare stuff.
No.
Not
No.
much.
You wanna
I
know
haven't
why?
seen.
Because I don't care about Call of Duty.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything that makes it look so much different than previous
Really?
games. Yeah.
The
But I
brand-
haven't watched a ton.
Yeah.
So
brand new engine.
Mhm.
I give them credit for this. All bullets are projectiles, so you have more accurate play.
Yeah, okay.
You have like mad crazy gun customization, which people have been asking for years.
Okay.
And then longer time to kill.
Okay, cool.
But you put on here that there's an alpha coming tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, that's what you were looking for?
Yeah,
Cool.
And I didn't know that, and completely surprised by it.
Is that an open alpha? Do you know? Can anybody jump in and play it?
This is
Probably.
free alpha, yeah.
Cool.
So.
Are you going to check it out?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, cool. So you'll be able to
100%.
tell us about that next week, maybe?
Hopefully, yeah.
If the servers work.
Oh yeah,
Call of
server-
Duty usually has launch problems for whatever reason.
It really
and,
does.
An alpha or beta might have problems too. So
If any word though, they have been working real hard,
how do you know?
because this game has been like in development for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
For them like working on it and like completely changing up the way Call of Duty works.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, we might double back to Call of Duty
Of course,
in a
yeah.
bit. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll talk about
what do you guys want to talk about? There's lots of random news, but then there's also a couple big events this week.
Man, let's just start with Gamescom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we can start with
Yeah.
Gamescom. So I can take you guys through the highlights here. Jump in if and how wherever you can.
I have a few things to talk about.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so we'll start off with what the show started off with, which is Gears 5. They brought one of the guys from the Gears 5 team out on stage, and he showed off
Was it Randy?
Horde mode. Randy?
Yeah.
That's Borderlands, man.
Same thing.
Okay, not really, though.
Oh,
They showed
Cliff.
They showed off Horde mode for the first time.
Cliff Basinski.
He's been...
He's also
He is a Gears guy, but he has not been a Gears guy he created it, but he hasn't been there for such a long time.
He's I went to
Cliffy
high-
B. Cliffy
I went
B.
to school.
Can you let me say the news? Can you let me share the deets with
Sorry.
you?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll shut up.
You're not sorry though. That's
No,
the
I'm
problem. So they showed off Horde mode for the first time, which is one of the coolest aspects of Gears multiplayer. Have you ever played Horde mode,
Yeah,
Zach?
yeah.
Scott?
I have very fond memories
Duh.
of just being
Just waves, man.
overwhelmed
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
what are they called? Locust.
The Locust
Locust,
Horde.
yeah.
Yep. And then they showed off some of the a chunk of the campaign for the first time. A nice meaty campaign trailer with story and stuff. We have a returning character that hasn't made an appearance in the series for a while. The Coltrane. The Coltrane is back.
Really?
He's a great character.
Train, baby. Woo!
That's pretty good.
I turned down my mic real.
I wonder
low
what
for
that's
that.
gonna sound like.
Well,
Just like
it
you were
sounds
in the
like
back
he's
of the
in the
room.
back of the room.
Yeah.
Back of the room. Some hype man in the back corner.
We'll see. We need that.
I like
sometimes.
ran all the way back of the room.
Gears is fun. We'll see. I don't know if I'll buy it or not. Oh, I don't even have an Xbox One. Do either of you guys?
No.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about?
I have it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm gonna buy the game.
Sweet.
I've
Do
been-
I look like a scrub?
A little bit,
Okay.
to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on.
Need for Speed Heat. We saw the first gameplay of that street racing game.
Yo, it's
set in
as-
Palm City, which is fictional Miami City, and there's a strong day-night component where during the day you're doing organized
Can I-
races, and at night you're doing illegal street
Can
racing.
I-
There's cops coming after you.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
Midnight Club 3.
Is that a thing?
Well, no, it's not. But not that I know of. But it's very similar to Midnight
What was
Club.
Midnight Club on? Was that on everything, or is
It
that
was,
exclusive to
I
one
remember
of
it being
the...
on the PS2.
Okay.
If it's not Burnout, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
Dude, Midnight Club 2, and like Midnight Club's soundtrack and its gameplay was amazing.
Were those like illegal street racing games too?
I thought you were about to say illegal games.
They are.
I just
They're
remember like a
so
series of like time trials
Down low.
and normal races and stuff like that. But there was a big online component where you just go online with a bunch of random strangers
Yeah.
and race and crash into each other
Okay.
and run all over town.
That sounds like
And
fun.
kill each other with guns.
No.
I miss
Oh,
Destruction Derby. Did you
I
guys ever
did.
play that?
Yes,
It's fun,
for the
man.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, like the whole goal.
Oh my god!
I think there was a
dude.
PS1 one as well. The whole goal is just to smash your car into each other.
Yes, and they had like the
So much fun.
craziest courses too.
They had pretty good like car deformation physics too for the time.
Do you remember the course where like on the side they had the panels that just like fell down?
Oh, that's fun.
Do you
It's a
remember
big
that?
death trap. Of course, man. Of course.
You're blowing
Bring
my
that back.
mind right
There's-
now, dude.
I mean, Burnout has had like crash mode and stuff where the goal is to mess up your car.
Yeah.
But good old fashioned destruction derbies
This
haven't
is a
really been
good
represented
game,
in
dude.
a long time.
I have it still on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah?
I might dust it off.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be so
funny.
cool.
Yo, it's gonna look like garbage, but
That's
whatever.
okay.
So I
That's
saw
okay.
that they're focusing heavily on car upgrades, mechanics.
Yes, and in fact, they have
customization
like
now.
they have an app too that you can download, and you can actually do the customization in the app and then drop it back into the game,
So
Yeah.
cool.
which is pretty smart.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can have a garage, and like your multiplayer friends their cars will appear in your garage, so you can see what all your friends are working on
See,
and stuff like that.
I was very turned on by the crew.
Yep.
Because I thought there was a big
the
potential
game?
too. Yeah, the
Yeah.
crew. But I felt like that customized, like maybe it was there, but I think the world aspect just overwhelmed everything.
Right.
I think having this set in a city and then just focusing heavily.
Well, this isn't. It is set in a city. It is an open world game, though. Kind of
Yeah,
like
it's open
Burnout
world.
Paradise. It's just a
big-
much smaller open world
yeah,
space.
yeah, absolutely.
Not like the entire country, basically, which is what the crew is going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I
it
like that
failed.
they're focusing on the cars, kind of limiting the world scale.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really cool that they're coming out with all these like nifty ideas and stuff, but is it going to be a game that we're talking about after it releases? I don't know.
Don't know. I mean, Need for Speed, people always have fun with it, and then it just kind of fades away pretty
Yeah.
quick. So
It's fun.
Probably be another one of those.
That's it.
Well,
Now, if this was Burnout
If it
Paradise
was
2,
Burnout Paradise 2.
different story
Well,
altogether.
we're starting to look at a bunch of games that are like arcing back to where they came from.
Yeah.
You know, kind of
Yeah.
harping on the nostalgia. So
That's true.
Yep.
Next up, we had a couple of new entries in existing franchises announced. Little Nightmares 2 is coming 2020. It's kind of that side-scrolling storybook horror thing where you're a kid creeping through weird environments and there's all these sinister enemies around, and you're kind of just trying to survive. Some kind of horror game. I didn't play the first one. It looked pretty cool, though.
it does look cool. Yeah.
Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming.
The first one is kind of complicated. Like
Yeah,
the game is
you build
complicated.
rockets and shoot them into space, right?
Yeah, but it's not just about building rockets. It's about building them accurately.
Right. Okay.
Like if you don't build a good enough rocket, it'll just blow up before it leaves the atmosphere.
Right.
And then you have to like worry about like gas consumption and stuff and how fast you approach other planets and landing. Like
man.
there's a lot that goes
It
behind.
actually sounds kind of insane, really.
It's think of it like it's like shooting a rocket into space and trying to land it on a planet. Like that is not an easy.
Well, rocket science has always been like the go-to comment you make for the hardest kind of science. You know what I mean?
It is.
What are you, some kind of rocket scientist?
It is though.
So a game trying to kind of at least somewhat accurately portray that, but it's all chibi and cute at the same time.
Yeah.
It seems like a weird combination. I've never played it. I know it's deep. I know it's detailed. Dan used to love this game.
Yeah.
Talking about this game on the show, the first one. So
Shout out to Dan.
Too bad he's not here to tell us about it.
I know,
I
right?
bet he's excited about this.
If he saw it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's coming in 2020. Everspace 2. You guys know anything about Everspace?
No.
Some kind of space-based roguelike.
I like roguelikes.
Yeah, but you're like building a ship and flying through space. Roguelikes come in all different flavors and
Yeah.
shapes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
sizes.
I know what game you're talking. Yeah,
3D.
I know what
So
game
yeah,
you're talking about.
sequel
Yeah.
to that. If I remember right, Jeff Keely, he's the one who put this show together and
Our
hosted
boy?
it. He was really excited about this,
Yeah.
and he was like, "We don't put a ton of indies into these shows. It's really kind of a platform for the really big studios to make big announcements." He's like, "But we get tons of submissions from tons of studios, and this trailer in particular really caught my eye and really got me excited." And then he showed this trailer. So I think this is one of his personal picks, and that's why it made it into the show. Okay.
Jeff Keely really has some pull for just a guy who made an award.
Just the guy. I mean, he's single-handedly building shows that showcase the best of the industry.
Yeah.
And he put together the one and only long-standing award show within the video game industry.
Yeah.
So you could say just a guy, but he's been in the industry a long time, and he clearly cares very deeply.
I mean, he's never been in the industry, but
No, he's
coverage of the industry.
Coverage, yeah.
Like, where's the first place you guys saw him? Probably G4.
Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
back in the day.
Yeah. And what did he do on G4? Did he
I
just
don't
host
know.
a show?
A host, I think he hosts and produced.
Was he
Yeah,
on
so-
Attack of the Show?
No, I think it was G4.
That is
G4's like a
that's
channel.
a TV show
Oh.
on the channel,
And then there was shows on the channel.
like
Yeah, I think it was a
X-Play,
show.
an
Yeah.
old Ninja Warrior when it was still cool.
X-Play is Morgan Webb.
yeah, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that show was lit.
Where are we
It
going?
was so good.
Sorry.
Anyway,
dude,
yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
Jeff's cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Humankind. Not to be confused with. What was that? What's that other game
Human Being.
from the creator of Assassin's Creed? A Humankind
Ubisoft.
Odyssey or something like that. We talked about it not too long ago, where you play as a clan of apes, a clan of gorillas, and you're like taking them through evolution.
Yeah.
I heard this title and it kind of reminded me of that. This is a strategy game. It's kind of like Civilization.
Yeah, it exactly reminded me of it.
Yeah, but you're taking civilizations from like the birth of their civilization all the way up to the modern age and beyond.
Yeah.
So I kind of got like a Spore vibe from it too, because it's not just about the expansion of these civilizations, it's about their evolution too, and how they progress through the ages. And there's also some element where you can take historical cultures, like real historical cultures, and combine them and have them mesh and kind of form new cultures or something like that. Looks interesting.
So I feel like this is a little bit. It does feel like Civ.
Yeah.
Or looks like Civ, but I feel like it weighs less on the military aspect and it's harder to kind of like fight people.
Okay.
And when you do fight, it feels or looks like it's more tactical.
Yeah.
And it could be more difficult than just, starting a war with a random civilization.
It did feel like it was less about combat and conflict.
And it also looks like that maybe it's going to be more of you're maintaining this civilization through time instead of trying to eliminate everybody else.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Looks interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Not my kind of game, but it does look really cool.
Definitely interested.
We got a release date for The Witcher 3. Scott,
For the Switch.
come back.
I'm literally looking at the dock.
Okay.
Hey, will
What?
you cool your jets
gotta-
and not call me out on the show like that?
I got to every once in a while.
I'm literally looking at the document.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad. I'm worried that I lose you sometimes. That's
No,
all.
I'm reading.
Are you going to play The Witcher 3 on Switch?
No, I don't care about The Witcher 3.
Me neither.
Move on.
But it's coming out on October 15th.
You know what, Brittin?
We got a lot of studios, a lot of media outlets got hands on with it finally. Aren't you curious about this game at all?
because I hate The Witcher 3.
Okay,
Hang on.
aside from all that, it's
What? Aside from what?
Witcher 3 got Game of the Year about 4 years ago, right?
it's true.
Yeah.
I hate that game.
I'm just talking about technically.
I hate it.
I don't care.
I hate
You're
it.
not curious at all about
No.
one of the biggest, most expansive open world games with some of the most modern visuals running on Switch.
If you hate a game, it doesn't make you want to play it on a different console.
You know what piques my interest I've
Yeah,
been
what?
harping on about a long time?
Tell me.
It's probably not going to be $60.
Yes,
So
it will.
It's 100% going to be $60.
You think it's going to be $60?
Of course, it
Oh,
includes all
man.
the DLC too. So
I
it's
can
like
I could go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say it, but I could go to GameStop and get it for like $9.
I just can't believe that this game, which is, it's like one of the most cutting edge games, technically on the market on the new consoles, and it's coming to Switch, which is basically a phone, a glorified phone. It uses a
You
Tegra
aren't
processor.
wrong.
It uses a mobile processor, a mobile CPU, GPU. It's insane to me. It's crazy to
that
me that
they're
you
able to
guys are
afford
not like just mind blown by
No.
it.
No,
It
it's
doesn't matter
cool.
if you're not going to play the game. Just to see a game like this running on it is just
It really doesn't look that good.
Okay, it doesn't look as good, but when you're playing on the small screen, everybody that got hands on it said it looked just amazing on that little screen. When
Wanna
you're
know
playing
what
on your
else?
TV, yeah, no, it's not going to look that great. I think it's 720p.
Want to know what really looks good on the Switch handheld?
What?
Fire Emblem. That
Yeah.
game looks great on the.
Totally different art style.
So
this conversation is clearly not going anywhere, but I've been waiting to see this thing in action, and from all accounts, it's the full game, and it's running on this tiny little piece of mobile hardware, which is
Great.
just crazy to
well,
me.
you can buy it.
and it's running.
Tell us about it.
It's actually running at a similar frame rate to the other guys.
45.
No, it's like mid 20s to 30. You know that's what it runs at on Xbox One
Man,
X and PS4 Pro.
that
right?
is a chugger.
So the question is,
You know that's what it runs at on the other consoles too, right?
That's a chugging game, right?
You're not answering my question.
I don't. I'm not. What are you talking about? You're not asking the question.
he wants you to acknowledge the fact that it runs on 30 frames per second on both.
No, he
Yeah.
said 20.
He said
20
20.
frames.
It hits about 25 on Switch, but it runs right around 30 on the other consoles.
Literally, you hit 60 frames a second in Dota 2. That game's totally.
Never mind. Okay,
It's way-
we can move on.
So,
This is-
Brittin, the
this is
question
not
is,
going
are
anywhere.
you gonna get it?
I don't think so.
No,
Because after all that, I don't think so.
No.
I'm just not, like Scott said, I'm not that interested in the game itself.
but you appreciate for what it is.
Yeah, for
the-
sure.
Oh, well, if
appreciate
you
the
said
port.
that,
That's all I was getting at.
I don't appreciate for what it is. I hate that game.
you're a dweeb. Hey, let's move on to something we can have some interesting conversation about.
Well, I can't look at the docs. So I don't know what's
you
next.
can look. I give you permission.
Oh, thanks. Wow. I
Um,
appreciate it.
God, this episode's so hostile.
I know, Scott. Let's get along, okay? Can we make a pact right
God,
now?
I want to say words to you that I
Don't
can't
say them.
appropriately say.
Don't say them. Just because I called you once out for looking at your phone.
For-
You just. Here's the thing. When I look at you,
Yes.
I feel like I can tell from your body language what you're looking at. And sometimes I feel like you're looking at the doc, and sometimes I feel like you're looking at just random stuff on the internet.
Look,
And
man.
maybe I miscalled it that time, and if I did, I apologize.
Yeah, you should
But
apologize
I just
to me.
did. I just did.
Apologize to me in person.
We're right next to each other. I'm looking right in your eyes, man. What do you want from me?
Well, you
do I
know-
have to put down my headphones and walk over there?
When this
Shake your
episode gets posted, it won't be in person.
He's
so
staring. He's
That's
staring
true.
to you, head balls to head balls.
Hey, guess who was at Gamescom? Guess who was on stage?
Jeff
with
Keely?
with Jeff Keely.
Reggie Fils-Aimé,
No,
Oh.
sadly.
Norman Reedus.
Hideo Kojima.
Kojima Hodea.
He made the trip.
That's like
And
that
Jeff-
sounds so much cooler.
Thank you.
That's rude. Jeff made a point to point out that this
He's in the game.
Death Stranding is coming out in like 2 weeks, and he called out how big of a deal it was that Kojima left his team, who's hard at work at finishing this thing up, and traveled to Germany to be a part of this show and show some more stuff on stage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
really cool of him. And we saw some new stuff there. We saw some reveals of some what seemed to be pretty major characters in the game.
Yeah.
And there was a few pretty big plot points in these trailers that,
Absolutely.
that give us a little more insight into what's going on in this crazy world.
And it's kind of we've discussed like what we've seen so far, and it's kind of on point to what we were thinking.
yeah.
Really, yeah.
At one point I asked you for a guess as to what you thought was going on in this world, and I can't remember exactly what your answer was. Like just based on the random footage and bits and pieces we had seen, and I think based on what you said then, you were not too far off.
Yeah.
So we've learned in these trailers there's a real world, like a tangible world, and then there's like a dead world or a spirit world, and the trailers gave us an insight as to how the two connect, how they interplay. So there's this character.
In a way.
You think so?
Yeah.
So there's a character called Dead Man, and he seems to be facilitating a link with the main character, Norman Reedus, to the dead world. And he explains how there's these babies. What do they call them? Portal babies?
PBs.
And
PB.
we found out for the first time that these are babies that were taken from the wombs of mothers who are brain dead.
Mm-hmm.
So these mothers have a link to the dead world.
Yeah.
And then
so-
their babies, which were extracted from them, are in the real world. And because those babies still have a link to their mother, they can be tied via technology to the characters in the game, giving the characters in the game a link to the dead world.
What the heck?
Which is why the main character, Norman Reedus' character, can kind of interact with and see
These
stuff
spirit-
going on in the dead world.
So
What the heck,
a
dude?
part of my call is like that's kind of like the vibe I got, but what I called is that it's basically an apocalyptic scenario.
Okay.
To where the world is coming in because of like whatever the spirit world is.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen any evidence of that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he mentions this like a city somewhere where a whole bunch of these mothers are being kept alive on life support, but they're brain dead, so they're kind of in limbo between both worlds. So there's still a lot of questions here, but I feel like a few little shreds of answers too.
Yeah, we
as to
kinda-
what we're seeing when we watch all this weird random footage of this game.
Yeah, we finally have an idea of kind of like what's going on. We know
Yeah.
Norman Reedus is a delivery boy.
Yeah.
He delivers stuff.
Uh-huh.
We
Like
don't know.
pizza?
We don't know what he's delivering, or why.
Amazon packages?
Yeah.
Or why.
This is the future of Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
FedEx.
Yeah. And then there was another character that was shown off. They refer to her as Mama, and she's kind of the opposite. She's a a real living lady in the world that you interact with, and her baby exists on the other side. So she has a link to a baby or a PB, I guess, that is in the dead world. And it's kind of like ethereal and spectral, but you can sort of still see it. So there's so many weird things going on in this game. It just looks bizarre.
It's insane that this game is going to be coming out in a couple weeks.
I know. And are you still planning on playing it?
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm just going to lose my mind. I don't know what to expect still.
It's cool to me, I guess. I've been telling you for a while to play a Metal Gear game, but it's kind of cool that you're going in blind to the craziness of Kojima.
Yeah.
Because he just has so many insane ideas that he packs into his games, and you never see them coming, and they don't make any sense.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, you're like, it's all brilliant. He's a genius.
It all connects
against all odds.
Sort of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when's the release date? Do we know?
Yeah, we do know, but I don't have it written
September.
down here. It's just a couple weeks from now. Early September, mid-September. Oh, we almost forgot the most important part.
November 8th.
Guess who's in the game? Guess who made an appearance in the game? Scott, any guesses?
Jeff Keely.
Jeff Keely's in the game. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, they showed a little gameplay segment, and some of the courier stuff that was taking place happened, and there's like a holographic projection of somebody that's dealing with Norman Reedus on one of these courier deliveries, and it's Jeff Keely.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
so weird. And the funny thing is, like, to most people, that's not going to mean anything. Most people will probably see that portion of the game and not think anything of it. Oh, look, it's a random actor. But for Jeff,
we know.
And for people who are aware of the situation, it's a huge deal. It's probably just like a fanboy geek out dream come true for Jeff Keely. He's a huge
game.
He's a huge Kojima specifically. Mm-hmm. They've become friends, fast friends over the past couple of years, and he brings Kojima to like every event he plans, and they're always hanging out.
Maybe it's
probably just like a dream come true for him to be in this project, which is really cool.
He called out his old company after he got fired from them.
Yeah, Konami.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was one of the ones that really facilitated Kojima getting the recognition he deserved after what happened with Metal Gear 5 and Konami. So, yeah, it makes sense that they're buds. Borderlands 3.
Yes.
So we got a little new info on Borderlands 3. They started talking endgame for the first time.
Okay.
Which, for the layman, it's all right.
Yeah.
That's, the content you do after you finish the game. Because these games are probably, 20, 30, 40 hours and you're done with them, but there has to be a lot more to do after you're finished with the game.
Yeah, there is.
In any proper RPG.
Yep.
And Borderlands is no exception.
They let you do like a ton more stuff.
Yeah, so they talked about
that.
like
DLC is a big thing.
They talked about like almost like a horde mode, a place where you're fighting, or you get together with a small group and you fight waves and waves of enemies.
Yeah,
There's
they have
bosses,
that in Borderlands too.
and you get loot. Yeah, what was that called? Was it an expansion?
It's
or?
called like arena mode.
Yeah, gotcha. And then similar stuff to previous Borderland games where there's like world bosses that you're going to rinse and repeat and fight over and over again.
Just give
to grind for rare loot.
Give me pop culture references up the yin yang, please, and I'll be satisfied.
You're there for the humor, huh?
Dude, I love it.
Borderlands.
I love it.
It's pretty cheesy most of the time, but it's
Batman,
in a fun way.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, those are all into.
It's subtle references too. Sometimes it's just like in the description of a random gun. You'll see a reference to something pop culture. Yeah, that's fun. I like that they do that. There's this new game called Disintegration that was shown off for the first time here. It's a shooter, a multiplayer shooter from Marcus Leto. He was one of the original co-creators of the Halo series. And there's a campaign in this game, but the focus of the game is a multiplayer mode that kind of combines player versus environment, PvE elements, and then versus multiplayer. Unfortunately, he didn't really go into much detail as to exactly what he meant. He actually meant by that, he actually referred to it as PvEVP. And Jeff kind of asked him to elaborate about that a little bit on stage, what he meant by that. And he just threw out a bunch of vague terms. So I don't really know exactly what they're going for with this, but it's combining elements of, actual competitive play with PvE stuff as well. Yeah. Which you get some of that in like a Borderlands as well. But if that's the focus of the game, maybe they could do some interesting, cool stuff with it. But it's got some pedigree behind it, so keep an eye on that. It might be cool.
Yep.
There's this game called Erica that's already out, just came out on PSN. It's kind of like a interactive, like a
$10,
choose your own
huh?
adventure sort of thing. You know what it reminded me of? I didn't actually watch this, but Bandersnatch. You told me about Bandersnatch, where you're. Whoa, he got all excited.
Whoa.
So good. That's a Black Mirror, right?
Calm down there, boy.
So it's not, yeah. So it's a Black Mirror movie. It's an interactive movie.
Yeah.
It's not on any
That was on Netflix?
Yeah, it's not on any game platform.
Right.
It's on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there.
Yeah.
But absolutely amazing.
So you're watching live action video, and every once in a while you're presented with some kind of choice to make.
Yeah, and
that
changes
determines what
the
happens.
narrative.
Very much like a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah, but it's very, very well done.
So this looked a lot like that. You're just making choices that affect the way the story plays out, and then you're shown different scenes based on what your choices are.
I tried really hard to get you guys to play Bandersnatch.
Dude, honestly, I tried on like 2 or 3 different devices, and none of my devices would allow it. I even tried on my iPad. Like you basically, I think, have to be playing or using Netflix on a PS4 or an Xbox One or something like that to make it work.
Yeah, that's probably what I did it on.
I tried it on my PC.
I remember.
I tried it on my iPad. I could not make it work.
Yeah.
Okay. And then doubling back for a second, they talked about the Modern Warfare alpha that's going to be taking place starting tomorrow, the 23rd of August.
Pretty stoked.
And you're planning on checking that out?
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
You should.
Yeah, I'm
You should tell us
really
about
excited to get hands on. I watched the worldwide multiplayer reveal.
Okay.
Which is really, really cool. The game modes look really cool. They have 20 versus 20.
Yep.
They have 10 versus 10. They have a 2 versus.
And are these typical like TDM or something?
The 20 versus 20, no. It's usually either 6v6 or 12v12.
Oh, okay.
So the 20 versus 20 is their big game mode. 10 versus 10 is pretty big. The 2 versus 2 competitive mode.
Yeah.
And then instead of sabotage, they have basically one called like cyber warfare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is really cool.
Are they talking anything about a mode similar to Blackout for this game or no?
I haven't seen
Nothing,
anything.
huh?
I haven't. No.
That just kind of came and went, I guess.
Battle Royales are going away.
Or maybe the studio, was it Sledgehammer?
No, Infinity Ward.
No, the one that did Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Maybe that studio in their next game will incorporate it again, and maybe Infinity Ward will just do their own thing and not copy that game mode for their games.
I really feel like they've sat down and really spent some time on this game and wanted to spend some wholesome time instead of developing a side project.
That's cool.
On it. And they can always add that in the future.
That's true.
And people will all obviously play it.
Yeah. I mean, look at the last, was it Battlefield 5, the last Battlefield game, where they took, wasn't it almost a year to add their Battle Royale mode, Firestorm, that they promised for such a long time? And
I haven't heard a peep.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Battle Royale is maybe over the hill at this point. What do you guys think?
We still hear about Fortnite and Apex.
Yeah.
All the time.
Less so Apex.
Apex now is just mostly drama.
Yeah.
Issues and stuff that people are still having. But Fortnite is still going strong, man.
I suppose. All right. We'll see what happens with those in the future. I wouldn't be surprised, though, to see less big games trying to add a Battle Royale mode to their existing games, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was about it for Gamescom. Anything else you guys want to say about the show? That was just the opening night live, the show that preceded the actual event. But did any news out of the Gamescom itself catch anybody's eye?
They had the Marvel Avengers gameplay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There was leaked footage about a couple weeks ago, and we kind of like, all right, yeah, it's leaked footage. We don't know really where it came from, and didn't really look too great because on a phone, so we were trying to sneak it.
Okay, yeah.
But this time we actually got to see gameplay, and it looks fantastic.
Does it look pretty intense, fast paced?
It looks intense.
Very cinematic, right?
Very cinematic. It looks really good. The characters look really good.
Yeah. They stuck with the just portrayals of these characters that don't match the movie portrayals, right?
Yeah.
Which I always thought that was kind of cool.
Issues with
it's its own story.
Yep. They're not basing this on existing movies or existing comics or anything like that. They're telling their own story.
But Robert Downey Jr.'s not in it, so I'm blacklisting it.
Not even interested.
Don't even care.
He is Iron Man. I don't know. He says it all the time. I am Iron Man.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I saw something online about the reason why they can't or they're not doing it is because there's issues with contracts and using likenesses.
Yeah,
and the fact that they probably had to pay them.
Well,
they would have to. Yeah,
they paid. I read it somewhere. They paid Robert Downey Jr. just him
a lot of money,
something like $120 million for the most recent movie.
Money.
It's insanity. Oh, you're gonna look it up. I love it. Okay, so moving on from Gamescom, there was another big event the day that Gamescom kicked off. Nintendo on their YouTube channel hosted something they called just Indie World. They called it Indie World. In the past, they've called these presentations like indie showcases or Nindy directs, stuff like that. So they're constantly rebranding these things, but it's just basically a video showing off a bunch of indie content coming to Switch in the near future. So I hope I haven't lost you guys already just because I said the word indie.
Sorry, what
but there
were we
was some
talking
killer not cool, man. There was some really cool announcements out of this thing.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of dollars.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Lot of money.
Suffice it to say. Yeah.
They said like minimum 10 mil for Spider-Man Homecoming scenes.
And you mean Robert
my
Downey Jr.?
God.
He was in that movie for 5 minutes. So that says it all. And I'm not surprised. He
Yep.
gets people in the seats, you know?
He does.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful man.
He's a beautiful young man.
Young.
Old man.
He's not that old.
Everybody's young to me.
That's true.
Whatever.
You're like in your 80s, 90s,
Okay.
right?
So Switch Indie World. I won't take you through all of it. There was like 25 games announced at this
Yeah.
thing.
There's
but
only one that I
I've
wanna
just grabbed
talk
a few
about.
highlights. Okay. Let me know when I get there, okay?
Okay.
Risk of Rain 2.
We got there.
Risk of Rain 2 is coming to Switch.
I'm so excited.
This
I
is popular. It came out on Steam
love that
just
game.
like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, it's real good.
Gearbox kind of stealth dropped it.
Yeah.
And
It's real good.
It's a roguelike.
very much
It's a
different.
multiplayer roguelike. Tell us
Yeah.
about it.
So basically, it's almost like it's like a class-based roguelike. So almost like a Gungeon in a way.
Okay.
So I don't mean to lose you already, but
No, I love it. I'm a Gungeon fan.
So basically, you pick a class of not even human, like alien, human, robot, hybrids.
Yeah, okay.
All this stuff. You pick one, and they all have different abilities and different things that they can contribute, like DPS, tank.
Do you have to build a team like you do in Overwatch?
Not
Do you
really,
need
no.
a good team? Okay.
No, you can all play the same hero and
Okay.
just kind of face roll into it.
Yeah.
But you drop in, and as the game goes on, it gets harder and harder.
Right.
So basically, you get to, I think it's four rounds until you get to hell, and then once you beat hell, you restart.
Okay.
So basically, what you want to do is you kill enemies, you collect gold, you open chests, you get loot, and obviously some will benefit you more than others. But the main draw of the game is essentially want to survive as long as you can.
Yeah.
And
Can you get to the end? Is there an end to this game?
There is an end, but
Uh-huh.
it just sends you right back to the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten through like a full run?
Yeah.
Because in most roguelikes I've played, getting to the actual end of the game is like 100+ hour commitment.
Yeah.
It takes a long, long time.
Yeah, there's not
So
really
is this a
an-
different kind of game altogether?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
not really an end. There's more of a you just keep playing, seeing how long you can go, and
Okay.
it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's
I've
just
heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just a nice
I'll have
game to
play
kind
it.
of throw your face into and just
Yeah.
be like, I like this game.
I like throwing my face into things.
Yeah.
So it's coming out this summer, which is kind of funny because when does summer end? Very soon. So it sounds like that means within the next few weeks. but
Maybe
we'll see.
maybe there'll be something out of PAX. Who knows?
Oh yeah, you know what? Now that
Yeah.
you mention that,
Yeah.
there was a tweet from Gearbox, and they said if you want to know more about Risk of Rain 2, come to our PAX panel at PAX West.
Well, I already know everything about Risk of Rain 2.
Well, PAX. Okay, Gearbox has a history of giving things away at PAX. At 2 of the panels I've been to, they've given away some game to everybody in the audience. So
Maybe they'll all give us a legendary collection of Borderlands 3.
I wouldn't think so.
Look under your seat, everyone. It's
you
Borderlands 3.
can't fit that thing under a seat. Those loot chests are huge.
That's true.
That'd be cool. So yeah, go to that panel,
Uh-huh.
see what they're doing. Bring me a copy if you can. I'd appreciate it.
Copy of what?
Risk of Rain 2 for Switch.
It'll be me first, but I'll try and get you
Fine,
one.
be that way. Okay, Superhot, which was rumored for a little
Super
while.
Hot.
That came out the day of this little trailer, which is kind of cool.
Super hot.
It's like a game where you're shooting and slashing dudes. And
Super hot.
the enemies only move when you move.
Yeah.
Okay. That's about all there is to it,
I feel
right?
like the game is better in VR personally. I've tried
Sure.
playing it on console. It's fun.
Okay.
But I feel like the real experience is when you play it in VR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's something about grabbing a gun in the air after you just beat a dude with like a glass bottle, grabbing his gun in the middle of the air, and then kill shotting the dude across.
and you
from
can take your time because you just plan out every move because they're not moving unless
You're like, oh, look at that bullet.
Yeah.
Dodge.
That's cool. It's like the Matrix a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Matrix 4 is coming, you guys.
Hey, speaking
excited?
of Matrix,
Neo's back.
great.
Nobody cares about the Matrix apparently.
Bill and
That's
Ted.
cool.
Hello.
What? Your boy Keanu?
Yeah.
yeah.
That was announced.
Bill and
Did you know
Ted
that?
Excellent Adventures.
There's a Matrix 4.
They just announced Matrix 4 with Keanu. Yeah,
Oh.
it's happening.
Dude, Keanu is.
I'm gonna lose my
everywhere.
mind over here,
So,
guys.
to the contrary,
Can I?
you really care. All right, yeah, you look into that. We'll talk about Torchlight 2 for a second. Torchlight's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very shameless clone of Diablo. In fact, it does just everything Diablo does. Dungeon crawling, loot grind, pack up all the loot you find, take it to town, sell it. It's just everything Diablo does, but it does it really well. It's a
Everything Diablo does.
It's a very, very good
Torchlight does
Diablo
better.
clone. So if you haven't played it, check that out.
Yeah.
This one random game caught my eye. It's called Skellboy. It's a little bit like Paper Mario-ish, but it's a dungeon crawler. There's also an element of like Dynamite Heady, where you're this character that can swap out its head or body parts for all different kinds of body parts. If I gathered this right, it was a really weird trailer.
Cool.
Yeah, look, I just like the art style, and it looked like a fun little, I think, dungeon crawler roguelike
Oh
sort
my
of
god!
thing.
Hang on, Zach wants to talk.
Go ahead, Zach.
Do you like whenever he wants to talk, he just makes a bunch of
Just-
gurgling noises?
It works. It gets the point across.
Lena Wachowski and her sister Lily Wachowski
What?
are directing the new movie, which are the original directors
Yeah.
of the original Matrix.
Yeah,
So yes,
that's funny.
it's gonna be good.
Is
You know
it?
what else they directed,
Oh.
which is just fantastic and underappreciated? Speed Racer. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
Go watch the Speed Racer that came out about 10 years ago, based on the old anime.
No.
It's phenomenal.
No, it's not. It's so bad.
It's phenomenal.
It's so bad.
No joke.
Oh
John
my
Goodman
God.
at his finest.
I can't believe you actually just
I don't think you've seen it.
suggested that movie.
I don't think you've seen it.
I have.
Zach, can you be an unbiased third party on this and try to watch that movie and get back
Zach,
to us?
don't
Do you,
do it.
do you have?
'Cause I
access-
love it.
Do you have
He
access
hates
to the
it.
movie?
No. But I mean,
then he's not going to go searching.
I'll see if
for
it's
it.
on Netflix or something like that. Maybe you could stream it somewhere.
All right, you give me your
If I
password
could,
and log in.
if you could find a
Give
way
me
to
your
watch
login.
it, I'd appreciate it if you would. Because
I'm sure you can
Scott
just
doesn't
go
know
on
what he's
YouTube
talking about.
because it's not like they would do anything about it if someone did post it on YouTube.
Skater XL. We haven't had a good skating game in a while, huh,
if
fellas?
it's not,
If it's not a one-wheel skating game,
yeah,
you're
I
not
don't care.
interested.
Yeah, I don't care.
To be honest, Skate was so cool.
Yeah. So here's
Skate
the
was
draw
really
with this
good.
game. Apparently, it's fully physics based, and you are directly controlling the way the board moves. And they said no two tricks will ever be the same.
So
that
it's
might
like
be a bit of
Skate.
an exaggeration.
It's
well, no,
exactly
I mean,
like Skate.
Yeah, that's exactly like Skate.
I don't think so. I think Skate still has
Hey,
like.
have you ever played the game called Skate?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, well then,
In fact,
zip
PewDiePie did a series of videos
it.
on
Dude,
Skate,
it's so
and they are the
good.
funniest videos
They-
on the internet.
They probably are some of
Because
his
that is
best
one of the
videos.
glitchiest, most broken games ever made.
Dude, I'm
but
gonna
it's
have to-
it's broken in all the right ways. It's
I'm
so
all-
much fun to watch.
I'm all
gonna-
about funny videos. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home and watch that.
You should watch
I'm gonna have
PewDiePie
to-
play some Skate.
Yeah,
It's great.
I'm gonna have to dust off his old videos and watch.
Maybe
those.
it is like that. I don't know. They were saying the physics in this game is unlike any previous skating game. But everybody says stuff like that. I guess.
It makes a lot of sense though with the advancement in technology from Skate 2 to where we're at now.
Yeah, we are talking about Switch though. Just saying.
Oh, what?
And a small
the
developer.
The Witcher 3 is on the Switch.
Whatever,
Yeah,
man.
The
Are you
Witcher
mocking
3 is
me?
so good.
I don't know. Well, that remains to be seen.
Hey, I don't mean
It's
to rush you,
technically
but
impressive.
you might want to.
Where are we at on time?
42 minutes.
Holy crap. Okay.
Hurry up,
Blas-
Jeffro.
Blasphemous. Have you guys ever seen Blasphemous?
No.
This game looks like really gross and demented, but essentially it's a 2D sprite-based Dark Souls game.
Cool.
And a lot of games have tried that, but it only takes a glance at this game to realize that it stands out. The sprite work and the smoothness of animation are pretty amazing to look at. But it's really like gross. There's a lot of blood and grotesque imagery and stuff like that.
Bro,
but
it's fine.
It's Dark Souls. I'd watch it and you'll see what I mean.
Yo, is it like, could it be considered maybe possibly the Dark Souls of indie games?
Maybe. Yeah, you know what? It might very literally be that. Just check it out. It looks cool. Blasphemous. That's coming out September 10th. Pretty soon, actually. Creature in the Well. We've heard of this game before, but it kind of blends like a dungeon crawling slashing game with pinball, which is a weird combination, but it looks like it would be pretty fun. Maybe a little bit Hyper Light Drifter, if you guys are familiar with that, plus pinball. Northgard looks really neat. It's a a real-time strategy game, and it's based in Norse mythology, or maybe it's just Norse history, actually. I don't think there was a lot of supernatural stuff going on, but it kind of gave me like original Warcraft vibes, which is cool because you're like doing base building and expanding across an area and fighting other armies.
We don't get a
like
lot of that nowadays.
Not really, especially not on console. So cool to see something like that. Trine 4, The Nightmare Prince. Trine's a long-running series. This is the first one that's fully 3D though, which could do something for the series, or it could completely break the series. But it's that series has always been really cool. And then they went out with a bang. This got me really excited. It's not unexpected based on some other stuff we've seen in recent years from Nintendo and Microsoft. But Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition is coming to Switch, which is really cool because this is a Microsoft published game. It's one of those games we never thought we'd see published anywhere other than an Xbox console, and it's coming to Switch. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
And they have another game in development too.
Who? Oh, yeah, I know Ori game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this studio is working on Ori and the Will of the Wisps as well. But there was an interview recently with Microsoft and one of the big outlets out there, and they said something to the effect of this, Ori and the Blind Forest on Switch, will be the last game that they put on consoles outside of their own. Which is weird, because it seemed like a trend was starting. It seemed like they were becoming much more open with publishing their games on other platforms, and then they made that comment. So I don't know what that means. Because we got Cuphead last year, earlier this year, which was a Microsoft exclusive prior to that, and Ori, and it seemed like maybe we were going to start seeing more and more of this, but it's almost like they cut that off and said no more after this point. They said we have previous obligations that we need to fulfill, but beyond that, we're going to stick to our own consoles, which is understandable. But they're buying up all these other studios, and if these studios they're buying up can now not be allowed to make games on other platforms, it's kind of a bummer too. Yeah. Like Obsidian is another example of that. Speaking of Obsidian, Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire is coming to Switch. That's one of their recent huge, epic, old-school RPGs, kind of in the vein of Baldur's Gate. And the first one's already available on Switch. The sequel is coming to Switch. Looks really cool. Guys, I'm really excited about this.
What was that?
That Indie Direct is over. We just finished it. We talked about it. Pretty much all the highlights there. This was a separate piece of news that came out of Gamescom, actually. They started talking about Mario and Sonic at the Olympics 2020. And did you guys have any idea why I would be excited about this?
Absolutely not.
Because I've never bought one of these games. I've only randomly played one here or there when given the opportunity, demo station at a store or something like that.
Are you excited because it's the only good Sonic games now?
No, that's not why. You got any other guesses?
Is Big the Cat in it?
Big the Cat? I didn't see Big the Cat, actually.
Well, then what's the point?
Here's the point. You ready for this?
No.
So it's a typical Mario and Sonic game on the surface. It's
but when you really get down deep into it, it's nitty-gritty action.
It's Tokyo 2020, based on the Olympics that are happening in
Mario
Tokyo.
and Sonic illegally drift.
You got some cool events. You got rock climbing. You got surfing.
You got Need for Speed.
Karate. All kinds of fun stuff.
They have
Guess
guns,
what you've also got?
Lots of guns.
You've got a section of this game that is modeled after the 1964 Olympics in Tokyo, and it's all sprite-based, 8-bit, old school, and it looks it looks like it's channeling track and field from the NES. I could not be more excited about it. Did you ever play track and field? God. And the events are like...
You're from the dirt era. Like
the events are like...
I'm really excited for the hoop and stick. That's my favorite one.
It's all this gorgeous 2D artwork. You got 8-bit Mario and,
I sure
and you got
love
old
playing
school Sonic.
Ring Cup.
I'm having such a hard time concentrating right now.
You should go pee and then come back.
No, it's okay. I'll stick
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I
feel like I'm in a fever
Can you
dream,
guys not
really.
appreciate anything that's retro at all?
You got like 15 minutes left, my
It's
dude.
really hard.
So.
I thought we were at 45.
No, dude. Well, we're at 48.
We're good for a second. Go ahead, man.
All right.
So there's this whole retro 8-bit section of this game that just looks so much fun.
Uh-huh.
You never played track and field, huh?
No, I don't care. I
It's
wasn't
so much
born
fun.
in the 1940s.
It doesn't mean you can't appreciate the classics, man.
The only thing
It's sad.
The only thing I appreciate.
It's really good stuff. There's no way I can convey to you what this means to me because I played so much of this. Like track and field was one of those games on the NES that when you had nothing else to play, you'd put it in, and it was good co-op. It was good multiplayer, and you would just put it in. And it was fun background, fun filler. All right. So I'm done taking you through the doc. You
Yeah.
tell me what you want to talk about.
Oh, I want to talk about the international.
There's more on the doc, and it's
Oh.
probably good stuff. But since I can't hold your attention, you tell me
I
what
just
you
don't
want to
care
talk
about
about.
talking about hoop and stick, Brittin.
Let's talk about Dota 2, everybody's favorite game
Yes.
that holds everybody's interest so well. It's not niche at all. It's just broad appeal for the masses. I can't wait to hear about it. Go ahead. I'll try to stay awake, Scott. I promise.
No, now you're. Now
Tell me what's so cool about the
Now
international.
you're being mean to me. I don't want to.
Oh, I'm being mean to you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I started
Man,
this. Huh?
when Zach goes away,
The gloves are coming off.
I know.
We're gonna come to blows here in a
Yo,
minute.
is there boxing in Mario and Sonic?
Tell me
Because,
there is actually.
We might have to play 1v1.
No, I'll never play it with you because you hate it irrationally. Jerk. Tell me about the international.
No, we don't have to talk about the international.
You brought it up.
We'll talk about the international next week. when
I'm
it's
just gonna
over.
let you
Fester in
not
my
have
own
anything to
stew.
talk about then and be awkward for a second. Go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me about the international.
Nothing's awkward to me.
Oh, okay.
Britain.
That would be.
I don't find anything awkward.
It's not fair that you're doing this to me because I
Yeah.
find lots of things awkward.
Do you find
And
this
if you
awkward?
create an awkward moment, it's gonna make me uncomfortable, but not you.
Is it awkward for you?
A little
right
bit. A little bit.
now?
Okay, go.
So the international it started last week. They had the group stages going on. Some very surprising victories and some very surprising cases in general. I'm gonna punch you in the
kidding.
face.
Okay, go ahead.
This week they're going through the actual bracket, and it's not over yet. But right now, there's not too much to talk about it right now because
You brought it up. Tell me things.
we're halfway through the international. What do you want me to tell you?
It takes place. It's in a different
It's
country
in
this year,
Shanghai,
right?
China this year.
It's always been in Canada, right?
It's always been in Washington.
Oh, Seattle.
At the Key Arena.
That's right. Never mind.
Yeah, it's
Right
always
around
been
the
at the Key
corner.
Arena. Before the first three internationals took place at what's that? The Paramount.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so for the first three internationals, it took place at the Paramount, and then it moved to Key Arena, and because Key Arena has been under construction for the past whatever amount of years, it's going to be under construction. They had to move it. So
you think it'll come back?
God, I hope so.
Yeah,
they've been
'cause you like
having
going.
they've been having some problems with some of the fans at the international this year,
Oh, okay.
and ticket problems too.
Okay.
Ooh, that's actually a good point to bring up.
What?
So the actual tickle
point.
the actual ticket sales site that sold tickets for the international actually sold most of their tickets to scalpers.
Oh,
So
really?
the arena is unusually empty because of how many tickets were actually sold to scalpers, and no one wanted to buy any.
Because who's traveling to China to see this event?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of people in China, Britain.
Well, they wouldn't have hosted it there if there wasn't a big Dota fan base in China, I guess, right?
There's a massive Dota
They can't
fan
even
base.
fill an arena, though? That's weird.
Yeah, can't even fill that arena.
That's weird.
So, there's a bunch of empty
But you're saying it's
space.
more of an issue with ticket sales than it is fan base,
ticket
actually.
sales, and I also feel like
People just don't want to pay a markup to go see this event.
no.
Yeah,
Why
that's
would
dumb.
you?
It's dumb.
Because people will mark it up like 40%.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
40 to 50%.
no doubt.
Double of what you would normally pay.
Right.
So another thing is that the actual the Chinese government has been absolutely just putting their thumb on the international too.
Okay.
So some players who've said some not so okay things about China, they were about to not even let into the country.
Oh, wow.
They're just going to be like, yeah, you're on a team. Yeah, you can't come.
Wow.
And one of those
Did anyone
players-
actually get banned from coming to the event?
No.
No, but it got close.
But yeah, it got close. But what did happen is that there was actually some Chinese Dota fans who followed I think it was the Filipino team, TNC.
Uh-huh.
They followed them back to their hotel and was throwing garbage at them and calling them
Who's they? Like locals?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like locals to China.
That's crazy.
And yeah, they were all saying one of the guys said he didn't go off on some Twitter rant or something. It was something he just offhand said in a game.
Yeah.
That was directed towards the Chinese, and
You got to be careful, I guess. Huh?
yeah, and it blew up in his face, and yeah, people were saying racial slurs to him and throwing garbage to him, following him to his hotel room.
That's weird.
I really hope Valve is seeing what's going on here and is
Decide not to host there again.
decides not to go back there.
Too much drama.
It's ridiculous.
That's pretty bad.
So that's just kind of some of the drama that's been circling
That's
around
too
the
bad.
international right now.
You're still enjoying watching the
Yeah,
event,
the games
though?
are great.
Okay.
I just hate the fact that I have to stay up until 2 a.m. to watch any of them.
Yeah.
Like, it starts at 7 our time and doesn't get done until about 6 a.m.
Oof. Yeah, that's rough.
So-
I mean, you could watch it not live, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's not as fun.
Yeah, but at that point, it's so hard to avoid spoilers.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like, you can't even hop into Dota without seeing a spoiler for it.
Right.
So
I gotcha.
it's kind of frustrating, but what are you gonna do?
Hey,
about it?
when do they have the artifact events at the Dota?
What's Artifact?
At the international?
It's Artifact?
Don't they?
No, Artifact
For the 500 remaining players in the world.
Artifact's dead, my dude.
I know. It was
Yeah.
kind of a joke, but
Yeah. Well-
it'd be fun if they paid tribute to it somehow and hadn't, because I bet there's just a tiny handful of diehard Artifact fans out there.
Yeah,
so it'd be
there's.
funny if they did it just for that.
I did hop in the other day with a couple of my friends and play
you?
a draft game. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
That game's gonna disappear soon altogether, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
The prize pool this year. This is where I'll end this on. But
Okay.
the prize pool this year is absolutely insane.
Yeah, even though there's all
30
this weirdness around the event.
$33 million.
That's crazy.
And even the last place team, 16th place,
Yeah.
still got $500,000 as
Oh,
prize
okay.
money.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
$12 million will go to first place.
Big money.
Yep.
Do you think
money.
it's at a point it's got to stop growing because the actual fan base of Dota is not growing at this point. It's
Yeah,
done growing.
you would
It's
think.
probably shrinking at this point.
You would think.
So how can the event keep getting bigger year after year? It seems
just-
crazy to me.
Because people love the international. It's fun.
I guess.
Yeah.
I have no point of reference for that. There's no game that I watch competitively at all, let alone a game that has these huge events. So I just don't understand it.
I get it.
I can't wrap my head around it.
I understand.
All right, you ready to move on from the international?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for all that insightful information.
You're welcome.
Some of that was pretty good, actually.
I'll tell you next week.
Good
who
job.
won.
Yeah, you'll have more to say about the international next week.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, what's up?
we have 4 minutes left.
Really?
Yeah.
We have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
There's so much more on the dock.
Well,
I'll just
maybe
put
if you
some of this
should-
on next week's dock, apparently.
Maybe if you didn't blather on about the indie games
Do you
and
have-
hoop and stick for 40 minutes.
Do you have... Oh, I have trivia, actually.
Yeah, I
But
saw
should we
that.
do something else before trivia? 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Or should we just wrap it up?
Oh, we can talk about something. else.
PewDiePie got married.
I saw that.
Yeah, awesome for him.
He's
Congratulations.
married to Matsuya.
Marzia, for as long as he's been streaming,
Yeah.
he's been dating her.
Streaming,
So I don't know.
making YouTube
I think they
videos.
were, yeah, whatever he does. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's all the same, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
I think they were dating before he even, when he was selling hot dogs out of a cart on the streets of Sweden.
no.
I know they've been dating for the vast majority of his career.
Yeah.
And she's done some streaming as well of
I
her
don't-
own. She has like a beauty blog or something
She
like
did,
that.
yeah. She
Oh,
stopped
okay.
doing YouTube.
Okay,
a
gotcha.
little, I think last year or something. She was just
Yeah.
she just wanted to be able to enjoy life and
Yeah.
do things like that. I mean, he makes enough money.
Of
you know,
course. He's the king of YouTube.
He's fine.
Yeah. I'm just happy for them. Oftentimes, fame and fortune and stuff can make relationships like this really hard, and they don't usually last. So it's cool that they're still together and they finally
I think it was
tied the knot.
it was really. I think the whole thing is they did start dating way before he was mega popular.
Right.
So she just basically grew with the channel.
Yeah.
So it was always known PewDiePie and then there's Matsuya.
Yep.
You can't separate the two.
That's right.
And yeah, it's super cool that they got married. And
It's adorable. In one of the few serious tweets I've ever seen from him,
Yeah.
he says, "We are married. I'm the happiest I can be." Heart emoji. I'm so lucky to share my life with this amazing woman. And then within seconds, the tweet replies devolved into just the most absurd, ridiculous chain of comments you could possibly imagine.
dude,
In
PewDiePie
typical
fans.
PewDiePie fan fashion.
Absolutely.
It was great. It did not
I-
disappoint.
I was reading some of the tweets.
Yeah, it was fun,
And they're
man.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was this really sincere, heartfelt thing from him, and then his fans just kind of
Yeah, there's
do the usual fan thing.
there's literally people arguing in the
Yeah,
comments.
it's dumb. He doesn't care though. Whatever. whatever.
You know he
he's
doesn't.
used to dumb comments.
married
section.
to
Markiplier. He should marry Jacksepticeye.
Was that you, Scott, that tweeted that?
That was me.
Probably.
Off of our main account.
I have a trivia for you guys real quick. 'Cause
Yes.
We're about to wrap up,
Yeah,
Zach. We're
yeah.
almost out of time.
That's fine.
It completely unrelated to anything we talked about, but what are the top 5 best-selling Zelda games in the United States? This came from a piece of NPD news that came out last week.
Do they have to be in order, or can they just kind of
Just give me
you
the
5?
just give me the top 5.
Ocarina. What?
I can't name 5.
You can't
Zelda
even name
games.
5 Zelda games.
Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and I want to say Majora's Mask, but I don't.
The Legend of Zelda is in the original.
The original, yeah.
Okay.
And I want to say Majora's Mask, but
The only hint I'm going to give you, there's one outlier on here that you would never in a million years put on this list. And then sadly, it's not Zelda 2.
Wind Waker.
Okay.
No.
I'll tell you guys next week.
No, I want to know now.
No, that's not how trivia
That's
works.
not how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Zach.
Zach, 5.
Just
I'm
name
gonna go
5.
Breath of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go
5 times.
Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna go Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And I'll do the only one I know because you guys said is Wind Waker
Okay.
at 4.
You have one
Okay.
more.
It's Zelda 2.
Yes, my boy. My boy.
I knew.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'll tell you guys next week.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening.
Sorry we
as
got all
always.
mad at each other and fought on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it's
It won't
mostly,
happen again.
It's mostly Brittin's fault.
We're sick of each other from
Um,
2 weeks of it just being the two of us.
Look,
Scott.
man, if I'm looking at my
We're all
phone,
mad.
it doesn't always mean I'm on Facebook.
I
I was
apologize for
no,
that.
fisticuffs.
You're not gonna let it go.
Fisticuffs.
Guys,
Fine.
I love being back.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good.
We're glad to
it's
have
a
you
good way
back.
to come back
Yeah.
with all this news, all this stuff coming out from Gamescom.
Hey
Yeah.
Zach,
Yeah.
I hate you.
Thanks for Brittin. Thanks for running it through.
Yeah, I wish I could have done better.
No, you did great.
No, you did
Thanks,
great.
You did
man.
fantastic.
Honestly.
Yeah,
Guys.
because me and Scott didn't really pull our weight this week.
all right.
so-
Yeah,
No
I didn't
biggie.
do anything.
I won't touch the dock next week. I'll leave it all to you guys.
Deal.
It's gonna be
Yes.
empty.
I can't wait.
Yo, I'm
We're
just
gonna talk about the international the whole time. I can't
Yes.
wait. Let's not.
I've been playing No Man's Sky.
Great.
Scott,
We're out of time.
You're more than welcome to join me.
We're out of time.
We love you guys.
Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, don't forget to check us out on the social medias.
Please do.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course iTunes, all Video Game Pharmacy. And thank you to nwczradio.com
Yep.
for letting us use your guys' studio.
Thanks,
Episode comes out
guys.
every Friday.
Does it,
sometimes,
Zach?
sometimes they're really bad. Sometimes they're really bad.
He was on vacation.
It comes
Okay.
out. It comes out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. No
But
biggie.
Friday, Saturday are the days.
Cool.
Um,
We will see
thanks
you
for
then.
listening.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
so much
guys.
for listening. From Brittin.
Bye,
From
guys.
Zach.
Bye, guys.
And I'm Scott, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.
The pharmacy is now closed.